Good day, Tiger fans. I want to welcome you to our end of the year sports banquet. This year, with everything going on, we're going to do it virtually. I'd like to say that we all feel terrible that our spring season had to be canceled, especially to our senior athletes who missed their last go around as a Bell Tiger. Rest assured, you will be remembered, and all that you did for the school and the community is greatly appreciated, and you will be missed. I would like to thank our Booster Club for all that they do for the Marys R2 School District and encourage you to join for the 2020-2021 school year. I would also like to thank our sponsors, Sync Pharmacy, SSM Bell, the Marys County Bank, Legends Bank, and Mid-America Bank for all that they do for the district. I would like to thank our bus drivers, custodians, gatekeepers, book, and clock keepers for all their help in making our athletic events run smoothly. I would also like to thank all of our coaches for all the hard work and time they put in for the school and for our student athletes. I hope you enjoy the banquet, and we are still hoping to do something for our seniors in June or July. Thank you and have a great day.
Hi everyone. So I'm not sure how to correctly start this video, but I do want to start by introducing myself. So I am Randa Sanders and I am the softball coach for Bell High School. I also want to say that I am really bummed this has to be a video because as a former Bell High School student athlete, I used to really look forward to the athletic banquet. Not only as a freshman, sophomore, or junior, but as a senior, I really look forward to it. We had already graduated and I was like, but I still have the athletic banquet. I'm not done yet. I wasn't ready to grow up yet, and I feel for you guys not having this athletic banquet, and I want to let you know that I really do feel bad, and you guys are going to accomplish great things, not only my seniors, but all of the seniors. So I want to recognize my varsity players. I say varsity, but all of my players played varsity because we only had 10, and it takes 9 for a softball team, so they all stepped up to the plate and they all did really well. So Heaven Kelly, Riley Long, Gracie Backus, Gracie Rimmert, Maddie Long, Cheyenne Strump, Susie Moman, Faith Geek, Maya Hans, and Aaron Schock. Our record was 5-13, so we didn't have the greatest record, but my girls are more than just a record. They're really good students, and they're also really, really good people. I couldn't have asked for a better team. They really hung in there with me. I was really pregnant during our season, and they really made sure that I took care of myself and stayed healthy. They pushed water on me, and they didn't even let me tie my own shoes. They're really good people. Also, I had a couple managers that really stepped up to the plate and ended up playing for us instead of managing. Those were Aaron Schock and Maddie Long. Maddie Long we had to beg to play, and she ended up having one of the highest batting averages on the team, so I really thank her for that. And Maddie, I hope you play for me next year. We also had, our team qualified for academic all-state, so my whole team GPA was an average of 3.79. So our team qualified for All-State as a whole, and then our individual players that made academic All-State were Susie Moman, Cheyenne Strump, Gracie Rimmert, Maya Hans, and Madeline Long. And the requirements for that are they have to start 70% of the games, they have to be a sophomore or above with a GPA of 3.75 or higher, and they have to be in the top 25% of their class. So that's a really big accomplishment. My girls know that they're students first, and they really showed that to me with their GPAs and all of their hard work. I also had some players qualify for all-conference. So first team all-conference was Susie Moman, Cheyenne Strump, and Gracie Rimmert. And second team all-conference was Faith Geek, Maya Hans, and Riley Long. Another huge accomplishment was our all-district team. These were Gracie Rimmert, Susie Moman, and Cheyenne Strump. So I'm going to end this video by saying that for my seniors specifically, I know you guys will do great things, and I want to thank you for your time at Bell High School and your participation in the athletics, because we need a lot of people to participate in order to keep our programs going and I really appreciate you guys, and not only you guys, but my entire team. So my MVPs were, I did co-MVPs because I couldn't just pick one. They are Cheyenne Strump. She had a batting average of .448, the highest batting average on the team, and her fielding percentage was one of the highest. And also Susie Moman. She is my other co-MVP because she had a batting average of .436, and she also had the highest fielding percentage on the team. I know I can really count on these girls, and I know they'll come back next year and be even greater. So that's all I have. Good luck to everyone, and we'll get through this, and I wish everyone the best of luck. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mandy Seaver, and I am the coach of the Bell High School varsity cheerleading squad. This year, I had a really great group of girls, and I have 2 girls that were seniors that I am going to miss next year on this squad, and I wish you both the best of luck. They were Faith Geek and Kaylee Robertson. The other members include Madeline Long, Gracie Backus, Hyla Drool, Tara Webster, Trinity Medlock, Mackenzie Garner, Raylan Walters, Madison Bailey, and Olivia Koch. These ladies worked extremely hard this year to provide entertainment at both the boys and girls varsity basketball games, and they were an amazing group of kids to work with. They will be receiving a varsity letter and a pin for cheerleading for this year. I have 2 awards that I give out. They are the Most Spirit Award, and these 2 ladies were great at leading the team, helping out with stunts, and just jumping in there and wanting to try everything else. My Spirit Awards go to Madeline Long and Tara Webster. I'm extremely excited for this upcoming season, and I can't wait to get started. Have a great day.
Hi, this is Coach Ferris with the Bell Girls Volleyball team, and I want to thank all of the girls for coming out this year. We had 26 girls, and let me tell you, they were hardworking girls. They came in and put tons and tons of time in the gym this year, a lot of times twice a day, and just because of the sheer number, we even had to break up into 2 gyms, which was, to me, great because the reps they got to get. They got more reps than what they could get in one gym with one volleyball net up, and they really adapted well to getting as much reps and time in, and I want to brag, just brag on them about how hard they work. The girls are very hardworking, and it shows. Our record this year was 11-15, and that tripled the years past. They had 2 wins last season, 4 wins the year before, and 3 wins the year before that. And man, they worked, they competed night in, night out, and had so many coaches and refs come compliment them of how hard they work and just how much effort they give night in, night out, and that they were just fundamentally sound. They want to win, and they want to compete every night, and they know our best way was not overpowering teams. We weren't a powerhouse team. We were if we do our job, work hard, and don't make little mistakes, make the other team make the mistakes, we could win, or gave us a chance to win every night. And they did it. Holy cow, where we were close to winning almost every match we were in this year, and a lot of deep sets, 3 sets, and I mean, win or lose, we just competed, and I'm very proud of their effort. And if you watch the basketball video or the volleyball video, that is one thing that I love about our Bell student athletes, is how hard they work. They will grind it out, effort, diving on the floor, push on you, work, whatever it takes to be the best. When it comes to hard work, they can do it, and they will do it. And that's what gives us an edge. We really have a good competitive edge of how hard we want to work. And that takes, we have talented kids, but there's always someone out there that is just as talented, or if not better than you. And the difference that separates us is how hard you work and how bad do you want it. And the Bell kids want it. The Bell girls, volleyball and basketball, they want it. And that's why I'm so proud as a coach. Both teams were 4 games under 500, but both teams, I was so proud of improvement all year long. They work, and that's what I'm just proud of them. So we'll go ahead and kind of jump into the awards. First one I want to start with was Maddie Rohr. I gave her the Bob Lee Swagger Award. If you're a movie person, the movie Shooter. He's a sniper, and that's kind of what she is to us. Her serve percentage is great. She had the most aces. She really could get our team going. Whenever it's her turn to serve, I think it just picked up her teammates, because I think they go, you know what, we're getting ready to score some, put some points on the board, and we're gonna keep her serving as long as we can, because when she's serving, she gives us a great opportunity to really give us some separation, and she's what I call a confidence killer to other teams, because she will put the ball wherever she wants it when she serves, and she can attack the person that the weak link on the other team, and she goes for it. She's that Bob Lee Swagger. She's just that sniper, and always on the floor too. She wasn't just a server. She's on the floor almost more than anybody, and just she really stepped up as a sophomore, being on varsity this year, and wanted it, and you saw it all the time. And she is a key piece to that team, to this team, and will continue that as a junior and senior. The next one would be Olivia Sanders, team MVP. She came out and played volleyball without playing since middle school, and boy, was I excited whenever I saw her put on some knee pads this summer. We had a basketball open gym, and I see some knee pads come out of the bag, and sure enough, she stayed around, and she ended up being the team MVP for good reason. She had the most blocks on the team, most kills on the team. Her serve later in the year really started coming around, and always on the floor, always in her role, ran the spot that she's supposed to be in. And there's just she's a great teammate, great student athlete, and that's she really brought some balance to this team, because we're not a power team like I've mentioned, and we weren't super tall on the front, and she brought that stability. And if you're not getting your hand on some balls to get some deflections, get some blocks, it just sets the other team up for a lot of confidence and a lot of hard shots right down at your girls, a lot of hard kills, and she really helps control the game. And makes the other girls better because of how she can help them. And for her first year back from middle school, she really started taking off, and I think another summer of volleyball, and she's really gonna be outstanding her senior year. So congratulations, Olivia. The next one, Grace Bush. She gets my Swiss Army knife, kind of like a Leatherman. Swiss Army knife has a multi-tool, and there's so many things to do with the Swiss Army knife. And she was put into more places this year than anyone else. Gracie Schultz goes down with a torn ACL. She was setting at the time. Then Bush goes to setter, and then I moved her to hitter. Any spot that Grace or the team needed that night, Grace can do it, and at a high level. It's not a plug and play that you're just like, well, we just hope that it goes good. No, when you put Grace Bush there, you know it's going to go good. And that is one thing that having her in basketball and 1 year of volleyball, I've had her for longer than I've had anyone else coaching. I've coached her in more games than I have anyone and had more practices with her, and she is always going to accept the challenge no matter what she has to do. And she is that, like I said, Swiss Army knife. She can play multiple positions, multiple roles, and you're not losing anything. You're getting a high level player and a hard worker. And Grace Bush, I couldn't be more proud of you. And we'll miss you as a senior. She's the lone senior on the team, so I'll go ahead and give her that the senior shout out too, that she's the only senior on the volleyball team this year, which out of 26 kids, you would imagine we would have had tons of seniors, but no, we only have Grace Bush, and we'll miss her. We'll miss her bad, but look forward to her career outside of volleyball as well. Thank you, Grace Bush. The next and last one will be Haley Neighbor. Haley Neighbor will get the Newcomer of the Year award. She newcomer to varsity. Newcomer usually is a freshman award, and she wasn't the only freshman that played varsity minutes, but she was the only one that started. And she didn't start the first couple games. She didn't start, and when she started playing full-time varsity, that's when the team took off. That's when, like I kind of talked about in basketball, volleyball, same way, identity. Players and teammates need to know who they're with, and they need to be able to rely on somebody, and they start finding that they gel together. And Haley Neighbor, when she got in there, man, it really pushed this team forward. It gave us a second person that could block, second person that could really hit up front, and she is everywhere. Talk about spring-loaded. She jumps and moves so well, fast. She might jump on reaction, come back down, and move to left or right, and jump again, and she's still there in time because of how quick and how fast she moves, and her natural instincts are some of the best I've ever seen. She's a natural player. She only played a year in 7th grade, and so going from 1 year in 7th grade playing, skipping 8th grade season, and starting varsity as a freshman, I mean, she's tough. She is a heck of an athlete, and she's just going to keep getting better and better as well. she's got so much potential, and always works hard. She's always working her hardest. You almost have to tell her to back off sometimes because she is going 150%, and there's never an off moment. And you just gotta control her when she learns her control with her speed. Oh boy, watch out. So thank you, girls. That kind of wraps up my awards. And girls, keep getting in the gym when this COVID ends and we're allowed back in the gyms to practice. Be in the gym. I'm sure you're recognizing how bad it is just to sit at home every day, and you're missing out on playing volleyball with your friends and getting better. So be here in the gym when it finally happens, and that 11 and 15 can easily flip to 15 and 11 or better. And like I'm always telling you, be a winner. Being a winner doesn't always mean that you have wins on the board every night, but be a winner in your actions of how hard you work, your attitude, and just that work ethic. And I'll promise you, you guys will, it can only help. It's gonna probably get conference championships, district, could have a district championship. I mean, you guys are right there. If you guys want it bad enough, it's yours. Keep working, and thank you very much. Hi everyone, I'm Coach Ferris with the Bell girls basketball team, and we're going to go ahead and give out awards for the 19-20 season. But before I give out the awards, I'd like to talk a little bit about the season and how we had some ups and downs. We started off the season with a loss of player. Gracie Schultz tore ACL, and that was a big thing to overcome, losing your point guard to start the year. We also had a transfer that we didn't know whether or not she was going to be back, and that was our other point guard, our other off guard. So losing two off guards and your second and third leading scorers from the year before is a hard way to start your season. So we had a lot of people that had to learn new positions, new roles quickly, and I can't brag on them enough for how well they improved. This year has probably been the most improved season I have had as a coach, with how we started to where we ended. I really thought we started, we just weren't sure of our identity, who we were. We tried players in all sorts of positions, and I think we really benefited. Not saying that I wouldn't have loved to have our guards, but we benefited from, without having them, to learning how to grow without. And the girls did a fantastic job of that. I'd like to say that this was, like I said, probably the most improved team I've had as a coach. And at the end of the year, towards January, mid-January, late January, we really found our identity. Girls knew what they were supposed to do, knew their role, and really started expanding roles. Just got better and better. And by the end of the year, I would have to say that most teams probably didn't want to see us, didn't want to face us, just because win or lose, we were a hard-nosed team to play, gritty effort, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to be a part of, and I think next year we're just gonna be even better. We should get Gracie Schultz back with the addition of all these girls learning their roles and improving. We will have a loss of 3 seniors, which will hurt. Grace Bush, Faith Geek, Aaron Schalk. They will be missed, but that happens every year. That's the one thing you can always count on, is you're going to lose seniors, and people step up and continue to step up. And so we'll go ahead and start with the awards. The first award, one of those seniors I mentioned, Grace Bush. Grace Bush gets the Prime Time Player Award. Prime time, I mean that when the game was on the line, or a big game, a challenge happened, that's when she had her best games, and she really stepped up. The more important the time was, the more important she was, and she really became a player that came out of her shell this year. I wish I had her back again, because I think she was just scratching the surface of having the confidence to shoot from the 3, to attack more. She was just becoming the player that I always knew she could be, and she realized it. And we're definitely going to miss her, but it was fun to watch her step up and hit some big shots in big games, and her effort was always there. Love the effort. It'll take her far. The next award goes to Olivia Sanders. It is the Leatherman Award. I thought she might like that. The Leatherman, a tool that almost all farmers or workers want on them. It's a tool that can do a little bit of everything, and gosh, they're just important, and that's her. She can do so many different roles that are important to a team, in that aspect of how she's the Leatherman. If you need her to do something, she can do that. If you need her to be the post player that night, she'll be the post player. If I need her to be a guard that night, she'll be a guard. If I need her to guard the best player on the team, she'll do that. If I need her to box out, she'll do that. I mean, she will do all the jobs. She's a tool that is universally. She can do anything that you ask her to do, and looks forward to the challenge. She and a great teammate. The next award goes to Hallie Smith, Team MVP. I'll have to say that she may have changed this year more than anybody. She went from being not a strictly a post player, but mostly a post player, and would help to bring the ball up, but we had several guards the year before, and she didn't have to. She definitely changed her whole role. And that's where I was talking about at the start of the season. We weren't quite sure. I was still using her as a post player quite a bit. She'd sometimes be a guard, and we struggled. And that comes from learning. And man, talk about learning. And when she learned fast. And it was kind of just, we had to throw all of our point guards this year, kind of throw them out there to the wolves, and sorry, you're going to learn on the fly. And she really became a point guard. And she takes so much pressure off of people, because the pressure is always on her. She's the person that every team they want to stop, and they know they got to stop her, because she can put up 30, 40 points on you, no problem if you don't. And with her being the MVP, the reason she's the MVP is because of how much she learned and how much she can carry, and she makes the players around her. She gets people open. She was learning how to drive and kick really well, and then learning to score off the bounce. I mean, she got to where a nice pump fake, a little jab step, she was gone, scoring, or dumping it off to somebody else for a kick out shot. And she just she made the team go this year, and it's just going to make her better for. Oh, and congratulations to going to SEMO. She has accepted to play there following after next year, and becoming a point guard is only going to make her a more rounded player when she goes on to the next level. So congratulations, Hallie, on MVP. Haley Neighbor would be my next award. Most improved. Most improved is always my favorite award. And really, I could have gave that to everybody on the team this year because of, like I said, of the roles, how they changed. But I really think from day one where Haley was at this year to the end this year, she was, her and one other are going to get most improved, and I'll have that one in a second. But they were the two that improved the most through the year of being not saying that they weren't varsity ready, but varsity was hard, and it's always hard. You're always learning, you're always getting better, and hopefully we're always getting better and learning. And so from the beginning of the year to the end, I think she just completely got better and got confident. Confidence is the key word there. She really improved. She was on the court full time. We figured out our defense. Her defense translates to offense, and I think she was starting to learn that. And then I think she was starting to learn that she has ability to score on offense. We've just got to control. She's fast and athletic, and she's learning how to control it. And when she finally puts it all together, she's a type of player that could be a conference MVP type player, and she's just sky's the limit for Haley Neighbor. Congrats. And then the other most improved, Lauren Prigge. When the gym doors are open, you can bet Lauren Prigge's going to be in the gym, and that has improved her so much. She wants to be the best. She wants to play, and she puts herself in positions to help herself. The gym door comes open, she's in. She hit the weight room hard this year for weight training, and made her stronger and improved that way. She's one of those. I don't even have to look. I'd assume 4.0 because she hits the books hard, cares about her grades. She is a person that wants to get better in every way, and I couldn't hardly speak more highly of a person as a student athlete. She just wants it all, and that has made her the other most improved, to where at the beginning of this year, I wasn't quite sure if she was going to be completely varsity ready. And she's still growing, still getting stronger, but talk about smart, know where to be, and her skills have became varsity ready because of the work she's put in. She's a great spot up and shooter. She's always in the right spot. She works really hard and has made herself into the player that she is today with a lot of hard work. So congratulations, Lauren. Then my three seniors, I want to recognize you three. Grace Bush, she will be going to State Fair Community College, where she wants to get a degree in ag business. The way she works in a gym, she's going to go far, and I just know how hard she works on her in ag and on her animals, and she's going to really do well in college and ag business and anything that she wants to do. So congrats, Grace Bush. I'll always be rooting for you. The next one, Faith Geek. She is going into the military, and she has always been a smile on her face, loves to make other people laugh and teammates smile. And she, the military, she will be a great benefit to the military and serving our country. Thank you, Faith Geek. Erin Schalk. The last I heard, she wanted to do, I think, trauma. She wanted to go to school for the hospital area, and then she's going to play college ball at Westminster. And talk about a good, great kid. That is Erin Schalk, and she puts a lot of time in and works on her body all the time in the weight room. That is her love and passion, and the way she works, she'll just keep getting better at college, and look forward to hear what she has in store at Westminster. So thank you very much, and come to the games next year. Looking forward to a big season. Thank you.
Good evening. We are the Bell Band Booster Club. We're here to award the recipients of the 2020 Scholarship Awards. I'm Chris Robinson. I'm the president of the Bell Band Booster Club.
I'm Kendra Sanders, the vice president.
I'm Nicole Stratman, the secretary.
And our videographer is Lisa Butler, who is our treasurer.
Okay, we're going to start with our first one, which is Peyton Moran. He played soccer, basketball, baseball, and golf. He was awarded the $1,000 scholarship.
Next, we have Grace Bush. Grace participated in basketball and volleyball, and she will be receiving a $1,000 scholarship. Next, we have Kaylee Robertson. She participated in volleyball, cheer, dance, and soccer, and she will be receiving a $500 scholarship.
Next we have Maya Hans. She participated in softball, dance, basketball, and cheer, and she will be receiving a $500 scholarship.
We have Drew Baumgartner, Carter Dunn, Faith Geek, and Dylan Light.
Katie Love, Eddie Paz, Jat Ridenauer, and Colton Robinson.
Erin Schalk, Gavin Snodgrass, and Brett Stewart. In an effort to recognize all of our senior athletes during this unprecedented time, we as the Bell Band Booster Club would like to award these seniors $250.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hi, Bell High School athletes, family, and friends. I'm Bobby Robertson, the Bell High School dance coach, as most of you know. Today I'm excited to announce and recognize the 2019-2020 dance team members. This year we had 2 freshmen, Kaylee Lansford and Riley Long. 4 sophomores, Trinity Medlock, Maddie Rohr, Gracie Backus, and Tara Webster. 5 sophomores, Kenzie Seatroot and Keely Gwynn, who both served as our co-captains, Mikey Lowe, Cheyenne Strump, and Susie Moman. 2 seniors, Kaylee Robertson, who served as our captain, and Faith Geek. This year our dancers voted on 2 different awards to give out. Our first award was voted on based on the biggest personality on the dance floor. This award goes to a girl who, even though she may have missed a step or almost fell flat on her rear, she continued to smile and had great facials through the entire performance. There wasn't a single routine that went by where I did not hear her name mentioned on how great of a job she had done. This year's biggest personality of on the dance floor goes to Gracie Backus. Congratulations, Gracie. Our second award goes to Faith Geek. She was considered our Dancer of the Year this year. She was voted on by the dance team members. She is someone who came to the practices, positive attitude, willing to help those who needed help. If someone was missing a dance step or didn't have the right count, she was always there and willing to help them. So congratulations, Faith. I would like to thank all of the 2019-2020 dance team members. We created 6 different routines and performed over 13 times. These girls did an incredible job, and I am so proud of each and every one of them. So thank you, Bell High School dance team, for a memorable season.
Hi, I'm Scott Moran, coach of the Bell High School boys soccer team. I know this is quite a different year. This is not the awards banquet that you're all used to, but we really do think that no matter what, we do need to recognize our athletes this year, and I am very happy to do this to speak about my soccer team this year. Had a really nice year. Last year we had actually tripled our number of wins in the season because they had won one game the previous year, but last year we had won 3. This year we were able to double that number as well. We ended up winning 6 games this year. Really, really proud of the boys. They worked really hard to get better, and the promise of the program is really headed in the right direction. I'm so pleased and proud of all the boys' hard work and the parents who helped along with that. I would be really remiss if I didn't mention 2 people who really played an important part in how well the kids did this year. First of all, Donald Hill. Donald was a coach of the team a number of years ago when they had some of the greatest successes that the school has seen. He was a really great coach then, and just by spending a little time with him this year, I was really able to see why he had the success he did. A phenomenal guy, phenomenal man, and even a better person than a coach. And that says something because he was such a good soccer coach, and he started from a place where he didn't know much about soccer and built the boys up to a state contender, and that says a lot for him. Just a great man. He was with us for the first few weeks of the year before he went on to do some things with his business, but what a great guy. Gave me so much knowledge, and really, if anything, again, he probably taught me more about being a good man than a good coach, and he taught me some decent things about being a coach. So Coach Hill was a great help to us. Boys really enjoyed him around there, and I'm very appreciative, so thanks, Coach. Also wanted to mention Megan Wall, Megan Fisher. She's our assistant coach this year. Such a joy to be around. The boys really enjoyed her being around. She was such a great help, so positive, such an inspiration, and she's so brave too. Coming back from the accident that the girls team had last spring, she fought through that. She went through her operations and came back, and it's just a brave thing to even get back on the bus sometimes after something like that happens, and she did it for the good of the team. And I just really am grateful to even have had a part of her in my life. So it's just been wonderful having her around, and I see great things for her and her future and how she can help the Bell community too. So thanks, Megan. I really appreciate everything you did. Let me mention the boys' names, all the guys who played for us this year, who received a letter or a pin or a bar for other, you know what I'm trying to say, for how many years they played. Sorry. First of all, there's Coda Strump. He was a freshman this year for us. Shane Baumgartner and Will Doss, they were sophomores. Derek Craig, Aiden Craig Miles, Travis Gesselchamp, Caleb Miller, and Brandon Renaud, they were our juniors. And our seniors were Captains Drew Baumgartner, Captain Peyton Moran, Captain Gavin Snodgrass, and Eddie Paz. Also, at the end of the year, last few games for us, we had some contributions from guys who were on the baseball team. Jat Ridenhour, he was a senior. Lane Feeler, Jace Geek, and Jeb Seaver were juniors. And I'd like to thank Coach Feeler for not hogging the boys the entire season, because they were a great help to us. And we really started to pick up a little bit when those guys came to help us out. We'd had some injuries, and they showed up at right time and were a great help to us. We did have some kids get some awards this year. Again, one of the byproducts of starting to play better is the kids get noticed for what they do. The all-region team, which were kids who were selected by compilation from the teams in the 5-team region that we were in, we had 3 selections, and they were all seniors: Drew Baumgartner, Peyton Moran, and Gavin Snodgrass. We also had 4 kids who made the all-district team. The selection process for that was a little bit different. It was a broader area, more kids to select. And it seems funny, it's a bigger honor, but we had more kids on it than we had for the all-region team. Usually that's backwards, but we had Drew Baumgartner, Shane Baumgartner, Peyton Moran, and Gavin Snodgrass, and those kids were our all-district selections. So congratulations to you boys, well deserving for all 4 of you in that regard. We have some team awards I'd like to give out right now, and just real brief little overview about them. Team MVP was Gavin Snodgrass. Gavin really took his responsibility as a captain very seriously this year. He was a great leader, and he just got better and better as the season went along. He led us in goals and led us in points overall. He played so smart, was such a leader out there, and he actually, along with the rest of the team, we must have hit the crossbar or the side of the net bars. We must have hit those 30 times this year. We had some bad luck with that, but man, the kids were good. Gavin must have hit the crossbar himself about 10 times. He was a great leader for us, very productive, had hat tricks. I mean, he was a great player for us, got so much better. So tip of the cap to Gavin. Our offensive player of the year goes to another senior, Captain Drew Baumgartner. Drew is just, what a creative guy he is out there. He's just sees the field differently than a lot of other people, and he'll try stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think, oh, is that a good idea? But his creativity, how he sees the field, is just non-parallel. It was just a great job by Drew. Drew, again, also is a guy who stepped up as a leader this year. He was a captain and just really did so well for the team. I was very impressed by Drew's demeanor on the team and how hard he worked, and he was a great example for the rest of the boys too, so very deserving of that award. Our defensive player of the year, that was Peyton Moran. He was our goalie. Peyton is a guy who did not play at all his freshman and sophomore years before he came to Bell. Last year he played a lot of defense and played some goalie. This year at the start of the year, he said he wanted to be our goalie, and we sort of let him do that. He was the one guy who showed some real interest in being the goalie, and he worked very hard to support the team, to support his guys. Very active. He became more vocal as a leader back there. He was also one of our captains, and just his hard work. It just was really good to see. He worked very hard, got better as the season went along. One of the things as a trademark of our team is I think we got better as the year went along. We went through a rough stretch. We had some injuries, but the kids just got better. They worked, and I think Peyton was a great example of that. And one of the things, you can just ask for the best out of every kid you could get, and Peyton was a kid who just gave everything he had to give, and you can't ask anything more of somebody than that. And a lot of our kids like that, and Peyton was a true example of that. A senior who probably gets our all-around award is Eddie Paz. Eddie can do everything. When you need him upfield to score a goal, he scores. When you need him in the midfield to control the ball, he controls the ball. When you put him back on defense to stop somebody or to come up and get the ball or to make a stop, he stops somebody. Eddie can do everything on a soccer field. Did not play as a junior. Was so glad to see him come along as a senior. We needed him. He was a great addition to the team, and just a very good young man. I mean, it was nice just to have him around if he wouldn't play soccer at all. Just a great kid. Was glad he was on the team, and just a phenomenal help. Great soccer player. Last but not least, a Tiger Award we give, and we gave this last year and started to give this, and I think this is just about the most important award you can get. It really signifies the hardest working kid who gives everything, great teammate, and something like that. Our Tiger Award winner this year is Travis Gesselchamp. And Travis, I thought about saying your name all day long without trying to slaughter it. I hope I didn't. But What a great kid. Travis is just everything you would ever want to have on a team. He worked so hard. Sometimes he worked hard even though he knew he wasn't playing. He worked hard anyway. Anytime I asked him to do something, he went in and worked his hardest to do that. He was an example of kids. Every drill in practice, every time to run, he just went and did it. He is a shining example of everything that's good about scholastic sports and just being in school in general. He is a great kid and a more than worthy recipient of this award. The Tiger Award is Travis Gesselchamp. That's about it for our soccer awards. Again, the kids were real successful. I think they're getting better and better, and I hope that the program continues to go in that upward direction. I have no doubt that they would, especially with the kids that are coming back. I see nothing but a lot of success for the kids going forward. Thanks for your time, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
I'd like to start by recognizing these varsity lettermen. I got Eddie Paz, he's a senior. Jack Ridenauer, senior. Colton Robinson, senior. Brett Stewart, senior. Lane Feeler, junior. Jace Geek, junior. Thomas and Justin Lingo, sophomores. Shane Bungardner, sophomore, and Will Doss, sophomores. These people will receive a bar for lettering, RB if they haven't lettered anything else. This is a good group here, a small group, and this year's record wasn't the best. We had some good games, and then we had some games that we probably like to forget, but overall these kids were, they worked hard. I've seen a lot of progress in these kids. I want to get on to the awards. We're going to start with defense because defense is what wins the ball games, and our defensive player is Lane Feeler. Lane's just he's a good athlete. He can take care of the ball on offense for us, and he can take care of set him up for plays. He always got stuck with the other team's best player, so that's why he gets the defensive award, and that's takes care of the defense. Rebounds, that goes to Jack Ridenauer by far. He wasn't the biggest inside, but he's got heart. And I always said, if you have the ball there and someone else is near it, he's going to try to get it. He's a competitor, and I love to see him play. He played hard, but he gets the rebound award. The most improved is Jace Geek. Jace has come so far, and of course, if you've seen him here lately, he's tall. He used to be about 5'4", 5'5". Now he's grown, and he worked himself into a starting position at some points toward the end of the season. He can shoot it, he can handle it. Sometimes he tries to overdo it a little bit, but I'm very proud of the way he has improved his ball game. He gets the most improved award. Leadership, Brett Stewart. He's a silent leader, but always consider Brett, whether I watch him in practice or in games. I know that he's probably had a lot of times to get frustrated with me, but he kept his composure. But he just like a silent leader. I always thought a lot of Brett, and I think that, and I'm sure the other kids can tell you the same thing. He was our leader on and off the floor. He was a silent type, but he gets our leadership award. Impact player, well, it has to be Jat. And Jat he's had some games that were probably the game that was most outstanding, if I remember, was against Newburgh. He had 26 points and 13 rebounds. And of course, we came up short on the game, but that was very, very exciting to watch him. Sometimes, I think against Herman, he had one of those games where he had 5 threes, and you just never knew what he'd come up with, but you knew he's always going to give you what he had. Sometimes he played with with injuries, but Jat was our impact player. We have some more honors here to give. But for all conference, Lane Feeler was honorable mention. Of course, that's this all conference. That's Bell, Vienna, Viburnum, Bourbon, Stillville, and Cuba schools. The 6 of us, the coaches get together and pick this out. Another all conference player was Eddie Paz. He was honorable mention. And Jack Ridenauer was first team all conference. These 3 were very deserving of it. There's others I would like to have seen maybe possibly, but you can only get so many on there. I think we had about 5 or 6 wins this year, and it took us a while. We had a pretty rough schedule. There's some teams on there that, we were just very outsized. I never want to make excuses saying that's why we lost, because, sometimes the other team just has more ability, but I never can say I can say that we never quit. And these kids, I'm going to miss them, and that's one of the main reasons I stayed around to coach them, is because I liked them. And, you know, I wish we could have had a little more to offer, but I think these kids from top to bottom, they never gave up. And I've even heard other coaches from other schools tell me the same thing. You said your kids play hard. I said, yeah, they play hard, but, you know, we like to get a few more wins. But anyway, these awards are that's what I'm giving out, and you know, someone else will be coaching these kids next year, but I'm sure the program will move on, and I'll always be supportive of this bunch, and I hope these kids will come back and visit with us and support the program. These are some outstanding kids, and that's my part of this awards video. All right, bye-bye.
All right, I'd like to start off here, Bell Baseball, the baseball part of the sports banquet here. We finished the fall season. As you know, we don't have a spring season due to the COVID-19 deal. It's a bad deal for my seniors. It really is bad because these are the kids, last year's kids and this year's kids. I've coached them ever since they've been in coach pitch, some of them, and throughout all their little league years and all the way up to their high school, from their sophomore to their senior year. So this is a little difficult all the way around for them and as well for me. But we're going to talk about, we did get the fall season in. We finished 11-8. We've had one of the biggest freshman classes that we've ever had come through for baseball. We had 10 kids come out, which is great. Normally, you know, I don't think since Lane Sanders' group back in that group, not sure the year, I think there were 7 of them or 8. So having 10 freshmen is huge because it helps build that program even more, because normally we get 2 or 3, 4 kids per class, and it's hard to build. But anyway, we had 10 this year, very proud of that. Little highlights of the year. We had to replace the whole outfield, so we were trying to efficient and kind of seeing where things would fall. And so a lot of people got a lot of opportunities. We moved around a lot of people in different parts. So it really was a telling time. We played some good baseball, and we played some really bad baseball. But overall, we finished 11-8, the best fall season in the 3 years that I've come back to coach that we've had. So one of the highlights was we took the third place trophy in the Stoutland tournament. We beat Vienna 4-1, which was a big win because we had a lot of injuries also in the fall that kind of, you know, a lot of the younger kids got the great opportunities, which was awesome because we put them in places that, you know, and just to see how they reacted. And overall, pretty positive, and especially, you know, going forward, this freshman bunch and sophomore bunch and junior, you know, we got the junior bunch, which I've had for a couple of years, and the sophomore bunch for a year. But the freshman bunch really got to see what baseball was like here at Bell and get that experience. So that going forward, I'm going to introduce to you the freshman and the sophomore and junior class, and after that, I'm really going to focus on this lost season for the seniors. And like I said earlier, it's a thing that where I've coached them when they were young and watched them grow and seen what they've done in high school and how proud I am of them. But to get started, we're going to recognize the freshmen. Isaiah Sullinger, he was number 13. Sam Willis, number 33. Cole Lawfridge, number 4. Caden Robertson, number 2. Justice Brown, number 1. Ed Burkholz, number 77. Zane Strunk, number 11. Cameron Newton, number 10. Rance Horstman, number 12. And then we had Tanner Devine, number 9. As far as sophomores go, we had 3. Kel Lawfridge, number 17. We had Dalton McDaniel, number 6. And we had Nathan Valley, number 5. Returning juniors this past fall was Jace Geek, number 15. Jeb Sieber, number 8. And Lane Feeler, number 7. Seniors, we had Colton Robinson, number 4. We had Dylan Light, number 11. was 23 in the fall, but switched his number to 11 for the spring, and then we had Jack Ridenhour, number 3. Moving on here, you know, like I said, the fall season is all we had. We didn't have a spring season. So going into this award ceremony, you know, we didn't have with all the movement around and all the new stuff in the fall, it's hard to base your awards off that. And so, like I said, basically I'm going to talk a little bit about the spring, how we started as far as practice-wise, and then I'm really going to go into the highlights of our senior class. Newcomers for the spring was Peyton Moran. He was a senior. He come out this spring. And another newcomer was Logan Scott. He was a sophomore that came out this spring. So pretty much the same group. Justice Brown didn't come out for the spring, but pretty much the same group I had in the fall. We started off practice like we always do. We do 2-a-days the first 3 weeks. Monday's regular practice, then Tuesday through Friday we do 6:30 to 7:30 hitting. And then depending on weather, we'll either hit from after school till 6 o'clock or we'll go out to the field. So these boys roughly put in 18 practices in before we got shut down totally with the COVID-19. So they were coming in working hard, putting their time in and showing a lot of improvement, you know, from the fall hitting wise and fielding wise. You know, we didn't get a lot in, but what we did get in was good work. It was looking pretty promising. And with that, you know, message to the freshmen, to the junior bunch, keep working. You know, work hard. You know, the summer's time to get better, and hopefully we'll get something going this summer when they let us, and get ready for the fall season, and also hopefully get something for the seniors. But I want to move on to the seniors because I think that's where we need to focus on. It's a lost season for them. Not that it's not a lost season for the other kids, but you know, their senior year, not to get to walk out off that field for the last time or whatever it might be. But senior-wise, like I said, we had a new kid, Peyton Moran. Peyton's new to our program. He's going to wear number 13, which was my old number, so there was going to be great things going to happen in his shoes. But Peyton come in, was working hard, you know, just making gains every day. And so I was really excited to see what he could do, but unfortunately, you know, with our circumstances, you know, we didn't get that opportunity. But very proud of him coming out. Like I said, working hard, doing his thing, and was expecting great things out of him. The next 3 kids I want to talk about is 3 kids that I've coached ever since they were little. They had some type of coaching all the way through Little League. It's Jack Ridenhour, Colton Robinson, and Dylan Light. Kind of wrote some things down there. This little thing I want to say to you guys. This journey in baseball started many years ago for you guys. Some T-ball, some coach pitch. When the journey started with me as your coach, Colton and Dylan, through coach pitch, we were called the Mighty Midgets. And as you can see here, I got the Mighty Midgets t-shirt that we wore back then. And that was a pretty special season. As coach pitch-wise in the Osage League, we were the champions of the Osage League. Ended up getting a fall league going, and we went 23-1 that year. We ended up getting beat 23-22 in our last game over Lynn. So very good memories. As far as Jack with me, it started with the American Bigler shirt and hat. I helped coach that team a little bit with Seth Ridenhour, and that's when I got to start coaching Jack. And since then, as you can see, our uniforms have changed and our hats have changed. And they've changed to this day as you come through high school. Some of the accomplishments I want to go over, you guys, you know, some things you guys accomplished back then. You know, like I said, the Osage League champions, Mighty Midgets. You know, you guys won the St. James League multiple times, St. James tournament. You go down to Pacific, won tournament Pacific, and numerous places in the Osage League. You know, playing double duty. You know, playing 2 leagues. So there's a lot to say there. You know, a lot of accomplishment in your younger years, and I was very proud to be a part of that. Next, for me, I want you guys to think about how it all started, how difficult it was at times to even catch a ball or hit a ball. You know, Then I want you to think about all the hard work you put in the summers leading up to your high school ball. And I put these trophies here because I want you to understand how that hard work that you did, along with your teammates, how you played the last 4 and the accomplishments that you've had. So I did a little senior highlights for you guys to kind of look back through your years. I wasn't your freshman coach. Coach Johnson was. You guys were conference champs. As a sophomore year, I got a hold of you guys. We went over and beat Vienna on their field for the conference tournament champs. It was pretty sweet. We took second in the conference that year. And then we ended up was the Stoutland tournament champions that year. And so in your junior year, we played the fall third. We took third in the fall Stoutland tournament. Your sophomore year, you guys were 9-9, I believe, in the fall, and then your junior year, you were 10-9. But we took third in the Stoutland tournament that fall. Then your junior year, we were tri-conference champs, and then we took second place in the conference tournament. And also, we were back-to-back Stoutland tournament champions, which was pretty cool. Going on, I want to congratulate, because with the spring sports banquet, we do not get the opportunity to talk about the awards that our kids get the year before. And I want to recognize Lane, Mason, Ethan, and Levi, and Jet for being all district last year. Jet, not only being all district, was also the all district MVP for that Class 3 District 9 tournament. Jet also was also an all conference player. Lane was an all conference player. Mason, Ethan, and Levi were also all conference players last year. Very proud of you. And then to top it all off, Jet ended up going and was an all-state catcher in Class 3, which was a great accomplishment for you, Jet. Going on here, I also want to address our parents. I think I really believe we get wrapped up in thanking our athletes, but I think sometimes we do forget our parents and what they do. So to my parents, 9 through 12, I want to thank you for the hours you spend in the car driving to practices and to competitions. You got to take time out of yourself to be able to do that. I want to thank you for washing loads of disgusting, and I mean disgusting, sweaty laundry. Even though sometimes over the years they've been different colors that don't match. Not that I heard about it or anything, but it's hard to get that stuff ready for the next day, and I appreciate that. Thank you for giving up your evenings and weekends. I want to thank you for giving up what you could have used that time in your own interest, something you wanted to do. I want to thank you for spending your hard-earned money on your athletes' dreams. I think that's important because it's not cheap. Summers going, during the year going to all this stuff, and I understand that and that hard work. Thank you for supporting your athlete when you win or lose. That's huge. Thank you for managing your schedules so that your athlete is always where they need to be. Thank you for being brave to face those injuries, setbacks, as we all been through them. Some type of ankle, arm, whatever it might be. Thank you for understanding that practices might come before family vacations. How many times have I heard that from my family? Because you do schedule around those for your athlete. I think that's important. Thank you for being patient with practice, run long. If you know me, I run along a lot. So thank you for showing up to competitions, even if you're too nervous to actually watch. Thank you for encouraging athletes to be going when they needed the extra push, pushing them on, making them try harder. It's awesome. Thank you for the hours that you inevitably spend wondering the path that's best for your athlete. And thank you for trusting us as coaches and the athletes themselves. And thank you for believing in our athletes and supporting our program. We definitely thank you for that support for the Bell Tiger Baseball. Also, another thing I need to thank, I want to thank the Belle Bland Booster Club. They supported us this year. They do every year if we ask. They seem to step up all the time for us. But they bought us some new bats, and I do appreciate that, and I know the boys appreciate that as well. Mayor's County Bank, I want to thank Sarah Stropman and the team out there for help supporting us through a brand new scoreboard. And obviously that scoreboard's not up, it's coming this summer. We was hoping to have it up since we didn't have the season, we didn't put it up yet. So that scoreboard is pretty neat, it's big, and I'm very, very happy to see that coming down. So, and I also want to thank Mike Sanders. I want to thank Mike every year. You know, he lets me use a field drag that is awesome, and he's let me use it every year that I've coached, and his support over the years is for my coaching. And then again, I want to thank Coach Gillard, Coach Butch Gillard. I want to thank him for jumping on board when I needed an assistant this year, and jumping on board this last fall and this spring, and putting that time in to help us build our athletes in our program and in the program. To Okie, Big D, and Richard, I want to thank you for the ride that we've been on the past 13 years or so, you know, off and on through your Little League days. For some of you every year in them Little League days. But I want to thank you, and I wish you the best in whatever you wish to accomplish. But there's something I want you to remember. I want you to remember all the hard work you had to put into baseball to get to where you're at. Okay? And I want you to see what you received out of it. You know, trophies, personal accomplishments, and all that stuff. Look where you started and look where you came from. Apply that going forward, and you guys will achieve whatever future goals you have. Thank you.
2019 cross country, coached by Mr. Bollinger. Boys Letterman, Trenton Burnett, Corey McDaniel, Shane Bumgarner, Lane Feeler, Jay Skeek. Girls Letterman, Pimita Divio Guta. MVP, Trenton Burnett. Gasconade Valley Conference, 4th place Trenton Burnett All Conference, 10th place Corey McDaniel. Team, 5th place. At districts, 17th Trenton Burnett. Thank you all for an amazing season.